I'm Charles Payne. As many of you know, I've been on leave for the past couple of months. The situation has been reviewed and concluded.
Charles Payne's career at Fox Business came to a screeching halt when he was suspended over shocking harassment allegations. But what exactly led to his sudden removal, and how did things spiral so quickly? You won't believe what caused these other Fox News figures to leave. Geraldo Rivera. For more than 2 decades, Geraldo Rivera was a familiar face at Fox News, building a reputation as a bold and controversial figure who was never afraid to speak his mind. His long career at the network started in 2001, where he served as a war correspondent, offering his seasoned perspective from some of the world's most dangerous conflict zones. He quickly became a respected journalist on the network, often stepping into heated debates with confidence. Rivera's journey at Fox News reached new heights when he joined The Five in 2022. The show featured a 5-person panel with 4 conservative voices and a single liberal one, which is where Rivera often found himself, acting as a balancing force against the dominant views. This setup wasn't always smooth sailing. Rivera clashed several times with co-host Greg Gutfeld, with the two engaging in fiery on-air debates. In one notable episode, Rivera called Gutfeld an arrogant punk during a heated discussion about abortion. Another time, he firmly demanded Gutfeld stop pointing at me when tensions flared over electric vehicles. The tensions on The Five reflected larger issues within the network, and Rivera increasingly found himself at odds with the show's conservative slant. At nearly 80 years old, Rivera found the constant friction wearing. In June 2023, he announced via social media that he was stepping down from The Five. His departure came with more bite than most expected, as he later admitted he was, in fact, fired from the show, a firing that prompted him to leave Fox News entirely. In a Twitter video filmed aboard a boat, Rivera confirmed, "I've been fired from The Five, and as a result, I quit Fox." While the veteran journalist assured fans he'd have more to say in his final appearance on Fox and Friends, it was clear his time with the network had come to an abrupt end. But the sea of change at Fox doesn't stop with Rivera. Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters. When Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters resigned from Fox News in 2018, he didn't mince words. For nearly a decade, the retired military officer had been one of the network's go-to experts on national security and foreign policy. Peters, known for his sharp criticism of Barack Obama's foreign policy, always brought an intense, no-nonsense attitude to his commentary. But in a stunning email sent to his colleagues, Peters unleashed his harshest critique yet, against the very network that had given him a platform. Calling Fox News a propaganda machine, Peters wrote that he was ashamed of his association with the network. According to him, Fox had degenerated into a mouthpiece for a destructive and ethically ruinous administration. Peters believed Fox News was no longer about truth or balanced reporting. Instead, it was driven by the profit of supporting the Trump administration at all costs. He was particularly incensed by the way primetime hosts at the network dismissed facts in favor of promoting deep state conspiracy theories and undermining institutions like the FBI and Justice Department. Peters, a former Russia analyst, even claimed that some hosts were advancing Russian President Vladimir Putin's agenda, a stark contrast to how they had previously criticized Obama's dealings with Russia. What stung Peters the most was seeing individuals with no military experience criticize decorated public servants like Robert Mueller, who Peters saw as a genuine war hero. When primetime hosts dismiss facts and launch profoundly dishonest assaults on the FBI, the Justice Department, the courts, and the intelligence community. "I cannot be part of the same organization," Peters wrote in his explosive email. Fox News fired back, saying Peters was entitled to his opinion but implying that his email was an attempt to gain attention. However, Peters' departure sent shockwaves through the network and its viewership, especially since he had been such a vocal critic of liberal policies throughout his career. Just as Peters made headlines with his scathing departure, another high-profile figure found himself embroiled in controversy: Bill O'Reilly. Few personalities at Fox News were as influential as Bill O'Reilly. His show, The O'Reilly Factor, was a juggernaut in cable news, consistently topping the ratings and helping Fox solidify its place as a conservative powerhouse. O'Reilly's brand was synonymous with bold opinions, tough interviews, and a no-holds-barred approach that resonated deeply with Fox News viewers. However, beneath the surface of his success, allegations of sexual harassment loomed, a ticking time bomb that would eventually destroy his career. In 2017, following years of whispers and behind-the-scenes settlements, O'Reilly's world came crashing down when the New York Times revealed that Fox News had paid a total of $13 million to settle harassment claims against the anchor. 5 women who had worked or appeared on The O'Reilly Factor had been paid off to prevent lawsuits, and the details of their claims painted a damning picture of O'Reilly's behavior. Despite his denials, public sentiment quickly turned against O'Reilly. Advertisers began to pull their support for his show, and more women came forward with their own stories of harassment. One of the most shocking accounts came from Andrea Tantaros, a former producer who detailed how O'Reilly had made inappropriate advances, once asking her to purchase a vibrator and describing lewd fantasies involving a shower and a loofah. Her lawsuit was settled in 2004 for $9 million, but the revelations kept coming. As the storm of allegations mounted, O'Reilly went on what he called a pre-planned vacation, but the writing was on the wall. On April 19, 2017, Fox News announced that O'Reilly would not be returning to the network. It was a devastating blow, both for O'Reilly and for Fox News, which had lost one of its biggest stars in the wake of the scandal. While O'Reilly maintained his innocence, his reputation had taken a permanent hit, and his time at Fox was over. But in the wake of O'Reilly's exit, Fox News would face even more scrutiny as the next scandal unfolded. Bob Beckle. Bob Beckle was no stranger to controversy, but in 2017, it was a scandal he couldn't shake off that finally sealed his fate at Fox News. Beckle, a former Democratic strategist, had long served as the liberal voice on The Five, where he often clashed with his more conservative co-hosts. Known for his fiery rhetoric and candid opinions, Beckle was always ready to throw himself into a heated debate. However, his time on the show took a dark turn when he was accused of making a racist remark to a black IT worker. It all started when an African-American technician came to Beckle's office to fix a computer issue. According to reports, Beckle stormed out of his office upon seeing the technician, claiming that he couldn't stay in the room because the technician was black. What followed was even more troubling. When the technician filed a complaint, Beckle allegedly tried to intimidate him into dropping it, even doing so in front of Fox's Chief Human Resources Officer, Kevin Lord. Attorney Douglas Wigdor, who represented the IT worker and numerous others in racial discrimination lawsuits against Fox, called out the network for attempting to minimize the scandal by leaking the story on a Friday. Wigdor also pointed out that Beckle was quickly fired, but the network had not fully disclosed the depth of Beckle's actions or the attempts to silence the technician. This wasn't Beckle's first exit from Fox News either. Just 2 years earlier, he had been let go due to issues related to addiction to prescription painkillers. He had returned in 2017, but this latest incident proved too much for the network to handle. But the drama didn't stop there. Another Fox giant, Tucker Carlson, was about to face a fall of his own. Tucker Carlson. If there was one person who seemed untouchable at Fox News, it was Tucker Carlson. He commanded the largest audience on cable news, wielding immense influence over conservative politics and the GOP base. But even Carlson, with his Trump-like grip on viewers, wasn't immune to the consequences of his actions. In April 2023, Fox News made the shocking decision to fire Carlson, and the reasons were as complex as they were controversial. Carlson had built a reputation as a right-wing firebrand, known for his unapologetic embrace of conspiracy theories and incendiary comments. But behind the scenes, his behavior had begun to alienate large parts of the network. According to Brian Stelter's book, Network of Lies, Carlson had become too big for his boots, treating Fox News as if it was his personal platform. His arrogance had reached new heights, often berating colleagues, especially women, and pushing his toxic rhetoric to the limit. The final straw wasn't one scandal but a culmination of many. Carlson had been embroiled in multiple controversies, including texts that surfaced during the Dominion voting systems lawsuit. Those texts, racially charged and inflammatory, were just the tip of the iceberg. Dominion's lawsuit, which ultimately resulted in a $787.5 million settlement, played a significant role in Carlson's ousting. But it wasn't the only factor. Carlson's growing toxicity, his demeaning of women and minorities, and his inflammatory behavior behind the scenes made his position at Fox untenable. Carlson's downfall sent shockwaves through the network. For a man who once seemed untouchable, his firing was akin to removing a star athlete mid-season. Despite his towering ratings, Fox Corp decided enough was enough, and Lachlan Murdoch pulled the plug. Carlson's shock was palpable, and his fans were left stunned. With Carlson gone, Fox News faced another gaping hole in its primetime lineup. But the network had already weathered several storms by this point. In fact, Carlson's exit was eerily reminiscent of another star's dramatic departure from Fox. That man? None other than Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck was one of Fox News' most controversial and captivating hosts. His rise to fame on the network was nothing short of meteoric, as he quickly amassed a loyal following with his emotional rants, conspiracy theories, and dramatic presentations. But in 2011, after just 2.5 years at the network, Beck's show came to an abrupt end. His final broadcast was a blend of gratitude and promotion for his next venture, GBTV, an online subscription service. Beck's departure wasn't entirely unexpected. Although he had been a ratings powerhouse, often pulling in more than 2 million viewers at the 5 p.m. slot, an unprecedented number for that time of day, his relationship with Fox executives had grown increasingly strained. Advertisers were fleeing his show in droves, largely due to his polarizing content. Over 2 years, more than 300 companies had boycotted Beck's program, leaving Fox News in a difficult position. Despite the strong viewer ratings, the show had become a financial liability. Behind the scenes, Beck had also clashed with Fox News leadership. His unyielding desire to control the narrative of his show often put him at odds with network executives, including Roger Ailes. Beck's tendency to delve into wild conspiracy theories, from labeling President Obama a racist to his infamous chalkboard presentations, became too much for Fox to tolerate. Ultimately, the network decided to part ways with the controversial host. On his final show, Beck thanked his viewers and colleagues, but also hinted at what was to come. He couldn't directly mention GBTV due to contractual limitations, but he made sure his audience knew where to find him next. By the end of the day, Beck was already broadcasting a webcast from his new platform. While Beck moved on to build his independent media empire, Fox News shifted its focus to filling the void left behind. They replaced his show with a new format, The Five, featuring a rotating panel of personalities. Melissa Francis. Melissa Francis was one of Fox News' familiar faces, a former child actress who made her mark in broadcasting. She joined the network in 2012, becoming a key player on both Fox Business and Fox News. Known for her sharp financial commentary, Francis co-hosted the midday roundtable show Outnumbered and helmed the Fox Business show After the Bell. But behind the scenes, things were far from smooth. In 2017, Francis found herself in a heated pay dispute with Fox News. It started when Francis was promoted to a permanent co-host position on Outnumbered, but her salary didn't reflect the promotion. She was being paid far less than her male counterparts, and despite her success and increased visibility, her pay didn't match. Francis kept track of salary disparities at Fox using a spreadsheet based on conversations with colleagues and agents. She discovered what she called a staggering gender pay gap, and in 2019, when it came time to renegotiate her contract, she raised the issue with Fox executives. The response she received shocked her. According to Francis, she was told, That's how the world works. Women make less. It's just a fact. This sparked a legal battle that led to Frances filing a complaint with the New York State Department of Labor, accusing Fox News of gender discrimination and retaliation. The network's response was swift, but far from supportive. In October 2020, just 15 minutes before she was set to go on air for After the Bell, a message flashed across her teleprompter: "You've been canceled." Frances never appeared on Fox again. She eventually reached a $15 million settlement with the network, a payout comparable to those given to other women who had sued Fox for sexual harassment. While Fox disputed her allegations, the settlement size hinted at deeper issues. Frances's departure wasn't just about money. It was a reflection of the ongoing struggles female talent faced at the network. But Frances wasn't the only one to face abrupt removal. Eric Bolling. Eric Bolling was once a rising star at Fox News, known for his unapologetic support of conservative policies and his sharp financial insights. He co-hosted The Five and the Specialists, and his show Cashin' In made him a staple on the network. But in 2017, Bolling's career came to a crashing halt when he was accused of sending unsolicited lewd photos to multiple female colleagues. The scandal broke when HuffPost reported that Bolling had sent explicit images to at least 3 women who worked at Fox Business and Fox News. According to HuffPost, the photos had been sent via text message several years prior. The revelation sent shockwaves through Fox News, a network still reeling from previous sexual harassment scandals involving Roger Ailes and Bill O'Reilly. Fox News immediately suspended Bolling pending an internal investigation. The investigation deepened when Caroline Heldman, a former Fox guest, came forward with her own allegations. Heldman claimed that Bolling had made inappropriate comments to her on air, referring to her as Dr. McHottie, and suggested they have fun when she was in New York for studio appearances. Bolling's lawyer, Michael Bowe, fiercely denied the accusations, claiming that Bolling did not recall sending such photos and would fight any false and defamatory claims. Despite his denials, the damage was done. In September 2017, Fox News officially parted ways with Bolling, marking the end of his career at the network. Bolling's exit was yet another chapter in Fox's long history of dealing with misconduct. But the scandals didn't stop there. Another former Fox News host, Andrea Tantaros, found herself in a bitter legal battle with the network over claims of sexual harassment. Andrea Tantaros. Andrea Tantaros was once a prominent face on Fox News, co-hosting shows like The Five and Outnumbered. With her sharp wit and strong opinions, she became a key player in the network's daytime lineup. But behind the scenes, Tantaros was fighting a different battle, a battle that would eventually lead to her departure and a lawsuit against the network. In 2016, Tantaros filed a sexual harassment lawsuit against Fox News and several of its top executives, including Roger Ailes. She claimed that Ailes had made inappropriate remarks to her, including asking her about her romantic life and commenting on her appearance. According to Tantaros, Ailes's behavior was part of a larger culture of sexism and harassment at Fox. When she complained about the harassment, Tantaros alleged that she was retaliated against by being moved to a lesser role on Outnumbered and eventually pushed off the air. The lawsuit painted a dark picture of Fox News' internal culture, describing it as a Playboy mansion-like environment where female employees were treated as objects. Tantaros claimed that other Fox executives, including Bill Shine, had been aware of the harassment but did nothing to stop it. Instead, they allegedly retaliated against her for speaking out. Fox News denied the allegations, calling Tantaros's claims baseless. But the lawsuit was just one of many that would come to define the network's tumultuous period following the fall of Roger Ailes. As Tantaros fought her legal battle, Fox faced mounting pressure to address its toxic workplace culture. While Tantaros's lawsuit has yet to be fully resolved, it highlights the ongoing struggles of women at Fox. But her story is far from the last in this saga. Charles Payne. Charles Payne was a familiar face on Fox Business. anchoring shows like Making Money and Varney and Company. Known for his expertise in financial markets, Payne had built a solid reputation at the network since its launch. But in 2017, Payne was suspended after allegations of sexual harassment came to light. The allegations came from a female political analyst who had appeared on Fox News and Fox Business. She claimed that she had an extramarital affair with Payne in 2015, and that after ending the relationship, her appearances on the network dwindled. The analyst alleged that her reduced visibility on Fox was a form of retaliation for breaking off the relationship. Payne denied the allegations, stating that he had never harassed the woman and that their relationship had been consensual. However, Fox Business took the claims seriously, launching an internal investigation. As the investigation unfolded, it became clear that Payne's future at the network was uncertain. Fox's investigation into Payne came at a time when the network was still reeling from other harassment scandals. The departures of Roger Ailes and Bill O'Reilly had already tarnished the network's reputation, and Payne's suspension only added fuel to the fire. While Payne was eventually reinstated after the investigation, the scandal left a lasting mark on his career and Fox's image. With Payne's return to Fox Business, the network hoped to move past its troubled history. But the ongoing allegations of harassment and misconduct showed that Fox still had a long way to go in rebuilding trust with its audience and employees. If you found this video captivating, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with the latest stories. Let us know in the comments which Fox News departure shocked you the most. We'll see you in the next video.